What is going on, guys? My name is The Rose, and I have a lot of news for you guys today. I am catching up on the past couple of weeks worth of news, so I went through everything and I picked out the most important articles of the past 2 weeks because I've been pretty busy. So I got a lot of Nintendo news to talk about. Nintendo getting a new president. Also, 3DS schedule into 2019. Nintendo's E3 plans for this year, as well as other things. Dragon Quest XI news. I have the next character for Dragon Ball FighterZ. You guys should already know who that is already, but for those of you who don't, I'll go over that, as well as the free games for Twitch Prime and PlayStation Plus. All that and more on the Game Corner podcast. So what is going on, guys? As I said, I've been pretty busy the past couple of weeks. Been getting out a little bit more, going here, there, and everywhere. I had a few personal matters to take care of as well. Also went to go meet the actor Kevin Smith last Saturday. You may know him more famously as Silent Bob from movies like Clerks, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He also had roles on the Law and Order TV show, The Flash, the most recent TV show. He has a stand-up comedy act on Showtime this Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be checking that out. It's only an hour long from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I thought he was a really nice guy. Got to meet him. He signed my Funko Pop. You check that out right here. You had to buy this bad boy to get his autograph, and it was $20. Now, what kind of sucks, though, is people who had bought this pop previously had to buy another one to meet him on Saturday. They capped the line at 250 people. I was number 116 in line. I was with my brother. He was number 117 in line. And we waited out in the sun for 6 hours and about 10 minutes or so. So quite a long day. We got there, it was about 8:52 in the morning. And we didn't leave until about 5 after 3. So yeah, we were in line for quite a while. This past Sunday was WWE Backlash. So I wasn't really prepared to do anything on Sunday. And the week before that, it's just been bleh. And then it's been really hot out too, so I haven't been, in my room as much, because during the days when it's like 90 plus degrees outside, you got the sun that beats on the roof all day, keeps the upstairs of the house warmer than the downstairs, and then you got the heat, heat rises. So the heat from downstairs comes upstairs as well, while the AC is cooling off the downstairs. Doesn't do all that much for the upstairs. So I was only really in my room at night. Once it cooled off for a few days, we did have a miniature heat wave where it got between 90 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 days straight last week. But with that being said, I'm glad to be back here doing the podcast. I decided to do this one all by myself just to get caught up, and then this weekend we should be returning back to normal. So, as I said, I got 14 articles, a lot of Nintendo news. Alright, so we're just going to go in order as to how I have these things here set up. Twitch Prime's free games for May include Cluster Truck, Gone Home, High Hell, El Hope, Psychonauts, and Titan Souls. Let's see. During the month of May, you can download these games from May 1st to May 31st. Now, I really don't care much about these games. Did I say El Hope? It's I Hope. I'm sorry. High Hell and I Hope. Okay. I don't really know anything about these games. I have watched a bit of Gone Home and Cluster Truck from Jacksepticeye. I think out of the 6 games they're giving out this month, I think Psychonauts is probably the biggest game they're giving out, because that game at least had a bit of a following for a little while. So there's your free games for Twitch Prime. You get them if you have a Twitch Prime subscription. PlayStation Plus games for May. From May 1st until June 5th, you can download Beyond Two Souls for the PS4, Eat Them for the PS3, Furmins for the PS Vita, King Oddball for the PS Vita, Rayman Legends for the PS4, and Risen 3 Titan Lords for the PS3. Only games I've heard of here are Beyond Two Souls. I've heard of King Oddball and Rayman Legends. I don't remember if Rayman Legends is the one I played on the Vita, or if that was even on the Vita. This is the only one I'm likely to download. I don't really play my Vita anymore. I actually need to still buy a charger for it. Because mine, I don't know where it went. It's been gone for almost 2 years. Beyond Two Souls, it just doesn't interest me. I don't know. Maybe I'll download it. It's free to try it. Why not? I never heard of Eat Them or Furmins. And Risen 3, I never played the first 2. I really don't care. So there's your games for PlayStation consoles for the month of May. You can download those games now until June 5th. The next Dragon Ball FighterZ character has been revealed as Blue Vegito, or Vegito Blue as fans call him. Following the reveal of Zamasu, Bandai Namco officially revealed the next DLC fighter to join Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's none other than Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. That gives Zamasu a good beating. So they show the trailer here, which of course I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get copyright. And that's it. There's no release date for it. We don't know when the 2 characters are coming out. I think Vegito Blue is a pretty cool pick, because, you already got Vegeta and Goku, so why not have them fused, Now you can make an all-blue team. I made a joke with my brothers. Now you can give people the blues. Haha. Puns for days. I got them. So, there you go. I'm interested. I'm definitely going to try out this character. Definitely want to try him out. Hope he plays well. I will probably be using him if I like how he plays. Speculating that it comes out the end of May if we get 2 characters every 2 months. The last 2 characters we got were on March 28th. So I'm going to say they could come out this month, at the end of the month. Probably May 30th if they come out on a Wednesday like the last 2 did. So when those characters come out, I will certainly let you know. Nintendo 3DS sells 72 million units in sales, and more software to come in 2019 and beyond. Nintendo's briefing, financial benefits briefing, this was about 2 weeks ago. President Tatsumi Kimishima shared an update for the 3DS sales and plans going forward with the new software releases for 2019 and beyond. Nintendo 3DS family of systems have reached global cumulative sales of 72 million units. And here are the games that are coming out. April, so April's over. We got Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. June, Sushi Strikers. July, you get Captain Toad. August is WarioWare Gold. Sometime later this year is Luigi's Mansion. And 2019, at some point, is Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. In addition to the titles currently on sale, we have announced the coming releases for the titles shown here. We even preparing new software releases in 2019 and beyond. Our plan is to continue maintaining this business by taking advantage of new titles like these. Now, Cypher and I have said it in the past quite a few times on this podcast. At least I think they should maybe kill off the 3DS. 3DS had a great run, okay? It really did. But you got the Switch now. The Switch is a hybrid console. You can take it with you. You can play it on your TV. You can take it with you wherever you go. Now, it's not as small as a 3DS, but the graphics are better. The hardware is better. The game's lineup is going to eventually be better. I just think that the 3DS should just come to an end. I mean, honestly, I don't think any game right now that's coming out is really going to be like, wow, you know, a game that screams to people that they have to go get it. You know, once Pokemon hits the Switch, I think the 3DS is officially dead. I just wish that they focused, you know, primarily on the Switch, which I'm sure they are. But I just think the 3DS just needs to be laid to rest. It had a great run. It's got a lot of great games on it, don't get me wrong. And there's also a game they didn't announce on here, the Travis Touchdown No More Heroes game on the 3DS. That's not listed right now, so that's probably going to be a 2019 game as well. Interesting. Nintendo reveals E3 plans for 2018, including a video presentation and more. Alright, Nintendo has announced the plans outlined for E3 2018 that takes place this June. They have some big events, including a video presentation for the Switch titles for 2018 and more fan favorite activities. So here is the outline. They have a Splatoon 2 World Championship. Opening round begins June 11th from 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Finals will be on June 12th. Video presentation, which is basically going to be like the E3 Direct they've been doing recently. Get a look at Nintendo Switch titles for 2018, including recently announced Super Smash Bros. Game. Starts at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, June 12th. So it's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern Time for me, which is good because I believe last year was in the morning. And boy, was I tired for that. Nintendo Treehouse. Come on, out of the way, please. 3 days of Nintendo Switch gameplay with Nintendo Treehouse members and developers. It starts with the recently announced Super Smash Bros. Game right after the video presentation. So it will be on Tuesday at probably 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Super Smash Bros. Invitational. Starting right after the conclusion of the Splatoon 2 World Championship, finishes on the 12th of June. You can watch everything at e3.nintendo.com live. And this is everything here. It's just listing everything again I just went over. Everything will be available to check out an official E3 website, YouTube, and Twitch. E3 2018 takes place from June 12th to June 14th, 2018 at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And of course, you do have the big briefings like the Sony conference, the Microsoft conference, the Square Enix, EA, Bethesda conferences, and Ubisoft. They will take place the 2 days, usually the 2 days before E3 officially kicks off, which I consider E3 to kick off. I consider the kickoff to E3 when those press conferences start up. Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima to retire in June to be succeeded by Shuntaro Furukawa. Now, there are two articles I have on this. Tatsumi Kimishima has been the president of Nintendo since the passing of former president Satoru Iwata, rest in peace, and it was announced that he will be retiring this June. According to the notice from Nintendo regarding changes of representative director and other management, it was announced during a meeting of the board of directors held today. The president, well, today, this is like 2 weeks ago, again, mentioning that. President Kimishima will step down and retire from the office of representative directors and president on June 28, 2018. Replacing him will be Shuntaro Furukawa, who currently has titles under Director, Managing Executive Officer, General Manager, Corporate Planning Department Supervisor of Corporate Analysis and Administration Division, in charge of Global Marketing Department. New President Furukawa quotes, "I expect to say what needs to be said." Nintendo's newly appointed president, Furukawa, talked about his experiences of growing up with the Nintendo Famicom, which is the NES of Japan for anyone who doesn't know, and how he plans to head the company forward in a press conference. During the conference in Osaka, Japan, Furukawa talked about bringing out Nintendo's full potential and said he would balance Nintendo's traditions, originality, and flexibility. He also talked about bringing Nintendo out of the status quo. Quote, "I grew up playing Famicom and come from that generation. Now a member of management with Super Mario's creator Shigeru Miyamoto, I have a lot of respect for him. On the other hand, with this new job, that can't just be it. So I expect to say what needs to be said to run this company." Key figures... Yeah, we don't... Alright, so... anytime there's a change in the representatives behind the scenes that make the great games happen, that we enjoy, I am all for it as long as it doesn't go downhill. Okay, right now Nintendo's doing great with the Switch, so hopefully President Furukawa will only continue to make the Switch a success. If he says that he's going to work on bringing Nintendo's full potential, that would mean being on par right now with the PS4 and the Xbox One. And right now, the hardware in the Nintendo Switch just isn't going to cut it. Now, that doesn't mean Nintendo won't be working on a newer Switch console type deal with the hardware to match, or at least full-on compete with PS4 and Xbox. I would love to see Nintendo actually scare Sony and Microsoft, because Nintendo has been working with lackluster hardware, and whatnot for the past couple of console generations, and I feel like they could do so much better. But yet they still churn out great games with the limited hardware they have to work with. So, I really hope this is a good move for Nintendo. I wish Furukawa the best in his duties. And I really hope he continues to make Nintendo a great gaming company. Arc System Works plans to release more fighting games on the Nintendo Switch. Arc System Works is bringing Guilty Gear XX Accent Core plus R to the Switch, and are also releasing BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle as well. The company says to look forward to more fighters on the Nintendo console. The information comes from a follow-up message on Twitter for Guilty Gear Double X Accent Core Plus R that was announced for the Switch with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle making it to the Switch. Which Arc System Works fighting games or series would you like to see on it? Next. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Yeah, this game is now almost 6 months old. People are still playing it. People are still loving it. I'm sort of surprised they're not already working on this game, and maybe they are for the Switch. Arc System Works, if they're looking to support the Switch, they need to bring Dragon Ball FighterZ over to it. I think that would be a good move for them. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle releases May 31st in Japan and Asia for the Switch, alongside the PS4 PC versions. It'll come to North America June 5th and Europe sometime in the summer. Guilty Gear Double Accent Core Plus R does not yet have a release date or window. Again, Dragon Ball FighterZ, bring it over to the Switch, please. Game Vice files a claim against Nintendo over the Nintendo Switch. Interesting. Game Vice, a company that makes controller attachments for smartphones and tablets, have filed a claim against Nintendo over the Nintendo Switch, called, quote, certain portable gaming console systems with attachable handheld controllers and components, end quote. In the claims, the U.S. International Trade Commission has agreed to look into the issue. This is not the first time Game Vice has filed a claim, as they did so last August as well, though they ended up dropping the case. Game Vice is currently requesting a case that desist for the Nintendo Switch, which means that imports would have to be halted. The U.S. International Trade Commission commented that while they are investigating the issue, a decision has not been made regarding the merits of the claim. Nintendo has nothing to announce on this topic. So it seems like a company called Game Vice is trying to sue Nintendo. Now there is a screenshot here of a detachable controller which clips to a smartphone. It's got a left stick and a D-pad on the left with a left shoulder button. On the right side there is a right shoulder button, a right stick, and an A, B, X, Y buttons, as well as two smaller buttons and a speaker, it looks like, and connected by a piece of plastic that stretches from both sides. Quite honestly, I think Nintendo is doing this very different enough to the point where it may be something similar, but I don't think Game Vice is going to win a lawsuit against Nintendo for this. They already filed a claim in August last year and they dropped the case. Why are they trying again? You know, so many companies try to sue Nintendo for patents and copyright infringement. Nintendo usually doesn't lose. Game Vice, I think you're wasting your money, guys. Seriously. I mean, this doesn't look anything like the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. And this is for smartphones, not a gaming console. Let's see, where are we at so far? Wow, I've gone through more than half my news and we're only not even 25 minutes in yet. Goodness. Alright, well, here's some more Nintendo-esque news. Steam now supports Nintendo Switch Pro Controller in latest Steam client beta. The Steam Controller team has announced that the latest client beta has added support for the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, including its gyro function that you can try out with actual FPS games. It then goes into the steps on how you connect the controller. So you want to go to, in the client beta, you want to go to controller settings, and you want to go to switch configuration support. Then you're going to choose, we're going to type in Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, and then you're going to choose configuration preferences, and then it's going to show you, this is showing you Portal 2, the buttons, configuring for Portal 2 on the Switch Pro Controller. So that is pretty neat. Steam is opening up to more controller support. There is now PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, I believe the Wii U Pro Controller, now the Switch Pro Controller, and I think even the PS3 controller as well. You got yourself some options, and while the Switch Pro Controller literally looks and almost feels like an Xbox One controller, in a way, maybe you kind of don't need it, but if you don't have an Xbox One and you have a Switch and you feel comfortable playing on that controller, well then there you go. I, for one, play with controllers myself on the console, on the PC, when I'm playing a game, especially a fighting game. I just cannot do keyboard and mouse. I just can't do it. Disgaea 5 Complete Edition delayed from its May 7th release to later on this summer. So May 7th was this past week. Disgaea 5 was originally expected to release on May 7th for Steam, but this will no longer be the case. This America has announced that it will be delaying until sometime this summer. And the announcement from NISA was posted over Steam, and I quote, "Thank you everyone for your enthusiasm regarding the Disgaea 5 Complete release on PC. As beta testing has been ongoing, we have been fixing bugs and issues as they were discovered. While working on corrections, we came across a new issue that requires additional attention that will take more time to resolve. Unfortunately, until this issue can be resolved, the release date will be postponed, and we are now targeting release for summer 2018. We offer our strongest apologies to all who have been looking forward to the release of this game. Currently, we have had to disable all demo keys that have been distributed. Once we have determined the game is ready for launch, we will open a new demo that will require the use of new keys. At this time, we would also like to address the concerns of our fans who pre-purchased this title. We will be posting updates as we continue to resolve the issue. The game will be reinstalled as soon as the issues have been corrected. We understand that this change in release time may affect user experience, so as an alternative, we will also be presenting a refund option. Please access the following link to proceed with a refund," and it lists the link here. Below is a message from NISA's COO Mitsuharu Hirooka. And I quote again, "Thank you all for the support we have been given while we have been working towards the release of Disgaea 5 Complete for PC, and we wish to show our gratitude by providing our fans with the best quality game on the PC platform. We hope that you continue to look forward to this release as we proceed to work tirelessly to correct the issue. We will update our community as progress with fixing the issues. Sincerely, NISA America." Are you surprised? Really? Because I'm not. They had similar issues with Ys 8 going to the PC. They had to delay that one. Now they're delaying Disgaea 5 for the PC. Excuse me. Now, honestly, when it comes to any JRPG or anime kind of game, and these lower budget developers, publishers, that work on these games, I mean, it's pretty much expected that your game is either going to release and have a bunch of bugs not fixed and possibly never get fixed, or the game is going to get delayed for who knows how long. Now, this is the second time this year alone that this has happened with NIS America. As again mentioned before, this happened with Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. So, now it's happening with Disgaea 5 Complete. Honestly, if you really want to play Disgaea 5, you can play it on the PS4, although it will not have all of the DLC with the game already. So if you really want to play Disgaea 5, you want the Complete Edition, if you have a Nintendo Switch, play it on that. And then again, you can bring it with you. You can't bring Steam with you, but you can bring your Switch with you. You know, I just wish these companies, had bigger staffs and caught these problems sooner than they usually do. I don't know, man, but this just seems like it happens a lot. Even with some AAA developers, this happens. I'm guessing maybe coding for PC is harder than console? I have no idea. I've heard it was easier. Nintendo bosses talk about expanding the mobile business and the Nintendo Switch market. With a new president expected to take the helm this June, we can expect to see some changes from Nintendo, including expansion of the smartphone game operations. Company President Kimishima and upcoming President Furukawa shared more in the interview with Nikkei Asia. Excuse me. Fuck off. Nintendo saw a whopping 1 trillion yen in consolidated sales for the fiscal year ending March 31st, with a 6-fold increase operating profits. Most of it comes from the success of the massively popular Nintendo Switch, but one department company hopes to improve on its smartphone game business, which posted sales of 39.3 billion yen in the fiscal year 2017, which made a merely 4% of the total. Quote, "From what I can see, the smartphone game are the ones I want to expand the most," said the incoming president Furukawa. "The idea that something will emerge that transforms into something big in the same manner as game consoles is the defining motive of the Nintendo business." Current President Kimishima shared, "Pokemon Go, which transformed the story and gameplay for the smartphone, became a huge realization." It really didn't transform the gameplay. There really isn't a story with Pokemon Go. The gameplay, the battle system is weak as hell, and you can only access the battle system in raids and gyms. There is no trading, and I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't see Pokemon Go. Yeah, it was popular for a short time. Still a lot of players today, but it's not nearly as massive as it used to be. Nintendo hopes to achieve success similar to the mobile hit Pokemon Go, but Furukawa was realistic about what they currently have to work, what they have in the works. Quote, I can't say that there are any that are like that," said Furukawa about Nintendo's mobile games in development. Nintendo and Cygames recently announced their partnership for Dragalia Lost. First of all, getting on the same page at development sites is key, and what sounded like a hint at future cooperation expansions. Lastly, Furukawa talked about wanting to expand the Switch sales on a more global scale, especially in regions such as the Middle East and Southeast Asia. For over 30 years, we have been selling in comparatively the same regions that include Japan, the US, and Europe. Kimishima also shared a bit on the reason behind Furukawa as his successor, and I quote, "He knows how to draw out the potential from the development team, and over the past 2 years, he has created the business foundation for the next generation." Furukawa also said that he'll set up a decision-making panel of 5 directors, which will also include himself. Other people are gifted at evaluating products. Making the final call on whether or not something makes sense is my responsibility, said the future president Furukawa. Now, we already know about Mario Kart Tour coming out. I think it's going to be next year. I think it's going to be next year, 2019. They said it's going to be out before the end of the fiscal year. Excuse the noise in the background. We got my landscapers out here. They're mowing the lawn. I could honestly see maybe another Mario game, maybe a better Pokemon game, maybe even another Fire Emblem game, or a Zelda game even coming to the smartphones. We haven't seen Zelda yet, but we've seen Mario, Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing, and others. So, and Pokemon, you know. And again with the Switch, it would be cool if they could reach all around the world with the Switch, but not every country is as accepting of video games, you know, as the main areas that we've been seeing games in the past. Dragon Quest XI's Amazon, EB Games, and GameStop pre-order incentives have been revealed. Square Enix has released the pre-order bonuses for Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Should people turn to Amazon, EB Games in Canada, or GameStop in the United States for the PS4 version of the game, they will have the opportunity to get some extra items. The Amazon pre-order bonuses for Dragon Quest XI are both digital. They will have an Ariviste's vest that increases the amount of money earned from fights when equipped to a character, and 3 Seeds of Skill. Seeds of Skill grant 1 extra skill point when used on a character. The EB Games and GameStop pre-orders offer digital and physical rewards. 3 Seeds of Skill as well will be available to spend on a character in the game. There will also be an Elevating Vest add-on that increases the amount of experience points one character will earn when equipped. Finally, people will get 8 2-inch collectible buttons, each one bearing the image of a different Dragon Quest XI character. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age is available in Japan for the PS4 and 3DS. The game will come to North America on September 4th, and for PS4, PC, on Steam, and the Switch version is in development. I really think sometimes that pre-order bonuses, exclusive pre-order bonuses, are kind of silly, because these DLC, 99% of the time, they end up being public DLC anyway, to the people that don't pre-order the games, or for the people that obviously will only get one of the pre-order DLCs and not all of them. They did this with Mortal Kombat 9 on the PS3. They did it with Street Fighter V for different costumes depending on where you pre-ordered the game. And all of those costumes are now available as public DLC anyway. It's kind of a waste of time to even do this. Pre-order DLC in a nutshell, 99% of the time ends up being public, downloadable content available regardless. So really, I think it just sucks. I don't see the necessity in needing to do this. And then if you pre-order from GameStop or EB Games, you get physical collector's items too, while Amazon gets the short end of the stick. That's kind of fucked. Last but not least, Brave Neptunia announced for Nintendo Switch in Korea. Brave Neptunia by Artisan Studios has been announced for the PlayStation 4 in Japan, but Consoler revealed the game is also coming to Nintendo Switch, at least in Korea. This is the first time that anything regarding a Nintendo Switch version has been mentioned, as the game has only been announced for PlayStation 4 and no other platform so far. Previously reported about screenshots from Amazon Japan that show off seemingly Valkyria profile inspired battle gameplay. Now, Valkyria profile, while I haven't played those games, I have played Exist Archive, which is supposed to be the successor to the Valkyria profile games. So if Brave Neptunia is going to be in the style of that, I'm going to absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Brave Neptunia will release in Japan on September 27th, 2018 for PS4. A Nintendo Switch version is coming out in Korea. I think this is fucking stupid. Why create a game exclusively to a different console in different regions? If you're making the game for the PS4, which is expected, it's a Neptunia game, but now you're making it for the Switch, which is going to be Compile Heart's first attempt at a Nintendo game, why would you only sell it in Korea? Bring it to the United States. Bring it to Europe on both platforms. It's obviously going to come to the US and Europe on the PS4. But why would they develop the game for Nintendo Switch only in Korea? If it is in fact going to be on the Switch, I think it's going to come on both platforms everywhere. And if it doesn't, that's a damn shame. And I think it should, you know? People that maybe don't like PlayStation and like Nintendo can finally play a Neptunia game. The Neptunia series has been Compile Heart's most popular franchise, and they've milked the fuck out of it. Thankfully, they've been slowing down with it a bit recently, after they've had like 8 or 9 games released in the past couple of years alone. Past like 3 years, they've had like 8 or 9 games released, when they were only doing 1 game per series per year, which I think is fine. Honestly, I think I'm going to very much enjoy this game, and I for one can't wait for it to come out September 27th in Japan. So I'm going to say it'll probably come out in spring 2019 for the US and Europe. Usually these games take about 6 to 8 months to release outside of Japan for localizing, translating, and recording the English dialogue. Well, folks, that's all the news I have for you today. It is Wednesday again, May 9th. This weekend should have everything back in order with episode 15. This was a one-off episode 14, just to get caught up on the more important news, I think, that have been out there in the past 2 weeks. Looking through last week's news, there really wasn't much of anything. You know? Only the last 4 articles were from last week. Last 4 or 5 articles. You know, everything else was from the week before. But, my brother just messaged me on Facebook. With that being said, folks, thanks for watching. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. I know I haven't been doing much of anything on the platforms lately, but I am going to start working a little bit harder again on getting content out there. I have my God of War series I gotta upload to YouTube finally. I did complete the game. I did 2 streams on Twitch a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm finally going to upload it to YouTube. I did finish recording the playthrough, and that'll be up on YouTube as well. So follow me on those platforms. Follow Black Sakura on Facebook. We have some stuff in the works I think you may be interested in. Follow Erin Fitzgerald on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as well. She does live streams and stuff a lot more frequently lately than I have been. So, and check out jotaku.net. I know I've only written 1 article in almost 3 months with them, but this summer I'm thinking I'm going to start writing a lot more often, because as the months get hotter, this guy likes to stay indoors more often. So, check all that out. Links will be in the description box down below. And as always, thanks for watching, folks. Shout out to Hawaii, especially the Leilani Estates area, with all the volcano and earthquake stuff that's been happening for about a week now. Hope everybody out there is alright. Haven't heard anybody have being dead, but a lot of evacuations, lava everywhere, shit being destroyed. You know, it's really sad to hear. So, give a shout out to everybody out there in Hawaii. Stay safe, and hopefully this all comes to an end soon. And with that being said, folks, until next time, my name is The Rose, and I'll catch your ass down the road.